Doing? My name is Dennis Ford. I'm 41. I'm from Philadelphia, born, but I was raised in Washington D.C. I've been out here half my life since I was 18. I'm 41 now. I've been out in Kensington for about 17 years. I've been homeless, just coming home from prison. I waited till late in life to start addiction. Start doing heroin, fentanyl, crack, PCP. I currently just came home from jail for doing 2 years. I sleep on the streets. I'm waiting to go to rehab. My wife, she's 45. She's been in addiction for the last 20 years. She got 3 months clean. She came to see me today. Told me we work on our family if I go to rehab. So I'm currently waiting to go to rehab. I've been out here with all the services they provide out here. I've been out here through all the struggles and the cold winters, lighting fires and trash cans. Like I said, I don't have a drug of choice, but I smoke fentanyl. I smoke crack cocaine, I smoke K2, PCP on a daily. I survive, I boost out here, whatever. I boost from stores, I'm not proud of it, but I survive. We steal from stores. It's a gang of us out here. We do anything from shoes to clothes to laundry detergent to, you can get anything down here, from guns to knives to jewelry to kids' clothes to, it's an open air market down here. Just about every street sells about every narcotic down here. Even if you don't have money, you can survive down here off of samples. People come from all different kinds of counties and boroughs because they think it's cool down here. They get lost down here. They get stuck down here from these outside counties. They want to be surrounded by the drug life and everything. But a lot of my friends die down here. It's what they don't tell you. A lot of my friends die from addiction. A lot of my friends die from opiate use. Like I said, I'm so thankful that my wife just got 3 years clean. My son's mom, she died in 2017. I got a few friends that struggling with addiction, a few friends that prostitute down here, a few male friends that prostitute down here too. Down here, you got male prostitutes, female prostitutes. It really ain't that safe. What I want to tell the people is that when you come down here, you're thinking it's cool. It could be one of your kids down here or something. It could be one of your sisters or brothers down here. When people come down here, they get lost and they get stuck because they see free drugs and they see cheap drugs. And none of the drugs are even real anymore. So they see them and they got dollar bags of dope and they got $3 bags of crack and they just lose their mind down here. You know what I mean? They basically can get high for free. You show somebody where it's at or whatever. And that's how people end up getting stuck. That's somebody now selling Dirt Devil vacuums. Like I said, you can find anything for sale down here, including your loved ones. I'm trying to tell my wife today, try to find I can't wait till we try to find a time where as though we won't have a reason to come down here. Because even if you get high, this is no place to be. We're getting high next to feces and shit and corrosion and, every time you go to sleep, somebody's wearing somebody else's hat or somebody's shoes. You might wake up with no shoes out here. People steal each other's things and it's funny, it'd be the people sitting right next to you, things just get recycled down here. It's like recycled lives down here in Kensington. It really isn't a lot of hope. So we're thankful for the people that come through and give out the meals and the clothes and the support. It means a lot to us, you know what I mean? Because some people don't have anything down here. Some people are forgotten and abandoned down here. Not everybody's just stuck down here because they just want to get high. Some people don't have a choice, you know what I mean? Some people are so consistent to drugs, are so needed to drugs that their everyday just goes about getting it. They don't have time to work. They don't have time to check in on their kids. They don't have time to wash and bathe themselves. A lot of people got open wounds and diseases down here. That's spreading real fast because they don't take care of themselves. A cut goes into an infection. What else? It's dangerous down here at dark. It's also dangerous down here at nighttime, like I said.
I don't want your back to hurt,
A lot of people are just running around looking for somebody to rob, looking for their next meal. I was just telling my friend, let's go down here and get something to eat. Sometimes down here you forget to eat, man. You end up getting high for so long. Today I woke up, I did a little bit of ice. From then, my day consisted of trying to sell something that I had acquired from finding it or whatever, or something somebody left behind. It's a lot of forgotten things down here. From then, I spent some time with my wife. She told me how basically she wants me to get into recovery. I've been in jail for the last 2 years. I came home a couple months ago and relapsed. I've been getting high, like I said, for about 30 years now. I'm tired of it. I got an 11-year-old son that doesn't have a mother. I don't want him to not have a father, too. Like I said, I risk my life every day down here just trying to get high, just trying to stay well, trying to stay warm. Thank God for the weather right now, because it's usually cold down here. People are hovering around trash cans and everything. And it's not a nice place to be. It's more safe places to get high. So if you want to get high, stay home and get high. Don't come down here and try to you know, see if Kensington is adventurous or if it's courageous or anything. Because like I said, you might not make it out. It's really a rough walk down here. You're walking besides people that prostitute themselves and sell themselves for less every day. You know what I mean? For a drug, like I said, this can keep you high for like 5 minutes. That isn't even fake. Now, yeah, they got the Suboxone program and the methadone program. Granted, but people just abuse them now. Like police making sure everything's safe out here. Now they got now it's so bad out here that they got the stores closing and everything closing at 11 o'clock, and they got like police patrolling regularly out here. Like you can't even get nothing to drink or nothing to eat out here past 11 o'clock. Like so, if you live in this community, you have to leave outside of it just to go to a local store. So if you needed something, milk or now. So if you needed anything, like any type of thing for your kids or anything, you would have to go outside of the community, because all throughout Kensington, the stores are closed at 11 o'clock for a curfew to try to stop the violence. Like I said, it's very dangerous. You got a lot of hungry and desperate people out here that's just want to rob people, looking for somebody to come up on. They might not have a bad day at boosting or whatever it is. The prostitution lane might be slow. Right now, the area we're in is Kensington. It runs all the way from Huntington and Tioga, down under the L is what they really call Kensington. Up there is the Badlands and everything. But you really guys got like a whole bunch of mixed minority people coming down looking for a cheap thrill. Like I said, the drugs are real cheap. They're always giving out samples. The people, they like to make a fool of people out here. So they like overdose them with drugs and give them a lot of drugs for cheap and see them all passed out. Everywhere you go, every other corner, it's about 5 or 6 people laying down with infections on them. So for the people that give out their support, and the people like my brother right here that's coming out doing this documentary, Kensington at the Dark, keep on coming out, keep on hearing these stories, and maybe somebody might hear something that they might not want to come to. This isn't a fairy tale right here. This is people trying to survive, people that's barely adults, people that are just coming into adulthood. Everybody ain't out here ain't as seasoned and veteran as me, 41 years old. You got kids out here 18, 17, 16, people's brothers, people's daughters, sisters, people that's out here lost, people that out here doing things that's shameful, you know what I mean? You got kids at home that need their parents, you know what I mean? Like I said, people die every day, they just don't report it down here. This isn't the way to get high, this isn't the way to enjoy life. If I could rewind my time being back down here, I would do it different. I'm not ashamed to be down here. I like it down here. I got a lot of friends down here. I get a lot of love and support down here. They call me DC. Like I said, I met my wife down here. I don't regret coming down here. I regret the things that I do to myself. I regret my daily drug use, because you could be anywhere and be amongst poverty and be amongst corruption. It's about the person inside of you, though, the will to do better, to want to get up and change, to not want to sit down and get high next to shit. Like, how is that enjoying yourself? Like, you know what I mean? You're sitting next to someone that's got open wounds and who's, barely getting by and everything. How is that enjoying yourself? Is when you got to decide if you want to eat or you want to get high. You got to decide whether you want to get high or you want to eat. Like, I was just telling my friend, joking, like, I don't think I ate in the last 2 days, and it's not from not having money because I've gotten high. It's just from the lack of not caring and not remembering to care for myself, So I think I'm gonna take my wife up on that offer and go to rehab, and try to like work with my family and everything. It's a blessing when you can overcome this struggle down here and this addiction. I try to stay away from the heroin or whatever. I've never been a really big problem on me. My thing is just anything that gives me a thrill, like anything to block out the pain. I go through a lot of struggle in my life. I've been on my own since I was 11, running the streets, living in and out of here. Like I said, I've been down here for a couple years now, and I'm really tired of it, I'm tired of going to sleep outside and wondering if when I wake up, what's gonna be missing. My phone, my coat, my shoes. Wondering is my son gonna see me down here on one of these Kensington beach films of me sitting there smoking crack. Like I said, I have a wife, like to try to find private time with her and personal time with her is a hassle, Everywhere we go, we're around people. People want things. People bother us. We can't be comfortable. So I'm just really trying to do better. And like I said, if I could send a message out to anybody, like it isn't safe down here. It isn't a hip place that you want to be. It isn't a tourist attraction. It's somewhere you should avoid, somewhere you should stay away from if you haven't had the privilege of coming down here. Like I said, it's drugs and it's dangerous everywhere. This is just a known spot, and it really shouldn't get that much gratification. We need more help, more support. We need more stories to be heard. We need to know that drugs ain't fun. They put holes in your body. They deflate you. They take away your youth, your smile. You walk around in there and your life looks hard, and you're frowning all the time. You're always in pain, and you're grumpy and who wants something that makes you sad when you don't have it? You know, who wants something that makes you angry at somebody, that makes you steal from somebody, lie to somebody, deceive somebody, and cheat on somebody to get it? Who wants something that makes you rob your brother and steal from your mother? Who wants something like that? Is that worth achieving? No, that's not happiness, man. You know, who wants something that's going to make us feel like this, so dependent like this? We shouldn't be dependent on nothing but God, you know? That's the only thing we should be dependent on. The air we breathe, you know, like our blessings. That's what we should count. Not how many samples we can get up in a day or things like that, you know? Addiction's always been a big part of my life, and it's always going to be. Just because I say I'm going to rehab doesn't mean I'm talking about being clean. It just means I'm trying to get away from the things that hamper me, you know, the drugs that hamper me down. Like, I don't see myself sober ever in life, but I see myself in a better position. I see myself sitting better. I see myself getting high in a better place. You know, it's 9, 10 o'clock at night. I don't want to be out here, you know. I want to be home tucking my grandson in. Or I want to be home, you know, getting ready to take my girl's daughter to the dance, like she said she was getting ready to go to, you know. Instead I'm wondering out here, like, how I'm going to eat, you know, or where I'm going to wash my hands at, you know. Or, you know, how am I going to get clean to go into the store to steal? You know, am I going to pay this person a bag of dope to sleep on her couch? Or, you know, who's going to try to manipulate me or conceive me tonight or do something like that? You know, that's what my night consists of. Like I said, I was just wandering around trying to run into somebody I knew or some type of hustle I can get so I can get something to eat. And his brother came along about this documentary, and I'm always want to tell the people how I feel and get a chance to try to teach somebody something. If somebody could learn something from something I've been through, or, you know, I'd just be thankful, like, you know. Well, 11 years old, I grew up without a dad, and my mom, in Washington, D.C., it was like a crime, rough life. Like, at 11 years old, I ain't had nobody, and I ain't had an option to go to school and everything. My mom said, if you want to eat, man, you got to pay the fucking rent. She gave me $75 and told me to go buy a $100 block of crack, and told me because, you know, she was Muslim and everything, that everybody would let me go first, and I started hustling and selling drugs, so I dropped out of school in the 6th grade, you know, in Washington, D.C. to try to take care of my mother. She was addicted to heroin and she was addicted to PCP, so I grew up kind of fast.
How did that make you feel growing up?
It made me feel neglected. Like, I always felt like, you know, proud to be the man and everything and take care of everything, but it made me like miss out on my youthfulness. Like, I really have a chance to smile as a kid. I had like a rough life. I kind of wish that I would have had a chance to do the right thing, to more prepare myself for my future. Like, I wish I would have paid attention in school and got a good career. Shit, I would have rather been anything but a criminal. You know what I mean? I'd have rather been anything but a convict, spending 20 years plus of my life in jail with two state sentences and 2 fed sentences at the age of 41. Two open cases, and I'm currently on probation in 3 different counties. I'd rather be anything than a convict and an addict and a shoplifter, you know what I mean? I'd rather be a good father or a successful person in life, you know? And I believe I had that chance, but it got shot because my youth got took from me.
Right, so where you think you would be in life right now if you wasn't dealt that hand?
Probably a lot higher than I am now, you know, but wherever I would be at and wherever I am at, I'm thankful, you know, because I don't never want to take back the knowledge that I learned in life. Rather, if it was a struggle to help me get there or not. Some people were meant to go through things, and, you know, God don't put nothing on us that we can't handle. So I was meant to go through the struggles that I went through so I can achieve the strengths that I have, you know.
Got you.
I'm always positive I'm always big on, like, staying busy and everything, so I'm good with my hands. I would start like I would like to remodel houses. I'm really good with my hands. I'm constructive, I'm strong, you know, I'm 200 pounds, I'm a big guy. Something positive, something like, you know, building something up, you know.
Right.
We're natural farmers, traders, builders. I like to build stuff. The lessons I've learned in life, I'm gonna tell you one big one that I thought I would never get: patience. I learned to be patient, man, to hold steady, man, because sometimes I feel like, man, it ain't gonna happen fast enough, or if I be good for this little bit of time, and no, it don't happen when you want it to happen, man. Life happens when life happens, man. Like, one thing I've learned, and I don't know about a lot of lessons, I haven't learned a lot in life, you know, I don't think so, because I'm still making some of them mistakes, but I learned a lot. I learned patience, man, that, like, if you do good things, man, good things come back to you. Like, I'm doing something good to this man and expecting my blessing to come back from him. But I learned that the blessing can come from anybody. You know what I mean? I might could help Sam, and Joe might could give me my blessing. So you never know where your blessings are gonna come. So I try to keep all doors open. I try to give a positive word to everybody I pass, and I try to help everybody I pass. Mind you, I'm only human, so I make mistakes, you know. And I deal with struggles and addiction and everything else like that, but I try to be a positive and supportive person in life.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right. So, man, there's a lot of people out here, man, who judge people who struggle with drug addiction. What's your message for the world?
Don't. It could be you any day, any change. Like we are our brother's keepers. Like the same thing I go through, you could go through in life. Like so, you need to learn from what I'm going through instead of judging what I'm going through. And the same vice versa here. I need to take time out to analyze and to try to understand and learn what you're going through instead of judging what you're going through. That way we can be more productive and helpful to each other. How do you know what I'm going through if all you're doing is judging it instead of taking the time out to acquire, like, why am I like this? And how did I get like this? So you don't get like this. And so you won't be like this. And then you'll find yourself judging yourself. Damn. To the younger generation out here, man,
Talk to
please,
them.
it's nothing to try out here. These drugs, man, they're not even real drugs. When we was growing up and we was your age, 10, 11, 12, we had real drugs. We had real narcotics. You don't know what you're getting these days. Like I said, a bag of weed could kill you. You know what I mean? This isn't fun. Getting high isn't a delusion. It doesn't block life out. You know what I mean? It's not a game. When I'm sober, the problems are still there. Life is still here. Deal with life, man. Sober. Get all the help you can get. Stay away from people like me. You know what I mean?
Thank you, man. And if people want to reach out to you to help you, man, what are some things you're in need of?
I'm really in need of right now. I'm trying to like build my foundation up. I'm really in need of anything, any kind of help. You know, it could be like some advice on a career. It could be a job opportunity. It could be a small donation. It could be clothes. It could be food. It could be to pick me up to just come to hear some more. You know, take me out to lunch or something. I'm down Kensington and Allegheny all the time. Like right down there on the four corners, but I don't like to be, you know what I mean? I hang out there to get high, but hopefully, you know, if somebody wants to find me, they'll find me on like a YouTube or something I'm doing positive, or find me through traffic or something, or at my job at my lunch break or something. I don't always plan on being on the side of the road, you know, just getting high and everything.
Yeah,
You know?
DC, thank you so much once again, brother, and I hope you stay safe out here and hope your dreams come true, man. Thank you for
man. Thank you, man. I just want to be positive in life. I just want to be comfortable and happy and, you know, content. Like, I don't need much out of life now, man. I just want to be, you know, happy at the end of the day, comfortable at the end of the day. Not outside, not cold, you know, not hungry, not going through anything, you know what I mean? I want everybody to be safe.
Got you. AML family, drop all the positive comments you got for our brother DC. He's part of the AML family now. And remember, don't be bitter, be better.
Right. Be
and
blessed.
we out there.
Thank God.
Oh, I like that. Be blessed. That's our new one. Don't be bitter, be blessed.
That's
Yeah.
right.
Yeah, we out there, y'all. Peace out.
Quiet's driving me insane. Silence rattles in my brain.